And Marumbo, did we have introduction earlier?
Thank you, Medium. I'm Marumbo James from Zimbabwe. I'm undergraduate, BSc Animal Science. Thank you.
Okay. And Luca?
I'm Luca Custom from Malawi. I'm doing a Bachelor of Art in Business Administration.
That's awesome. So, and my name is Abha Gautam. I'm from India and I'm your doc. Now, Akol, you have to switch off your mic as well so that, to refrain from any distraction. See, if you tap on your mic again, we would, this is how you can unmute yourself and mute yourself by tapping it again. Whenever you want to say something, you can unmute yourself and then again mute it. Okay?
Okay.
Great. Now, I have shared my screen. So this is our this is our first class. Introduction to report writing. So, in your junior high school or something like that, you must have reports in your English subject, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so reports, it's just like the same concept here when you are doing bachelor's in management sort of thing. So you always write what happened and it is written in the past tense. But when it comes to the difference in between those reports which we used to write in our high schools and, intermediate, it is a bit different because there is a purpose to serve here in business management. So let's figure out what do we mean by report writing, why it is important, and later on we will discover some of the aspects, some more aspects about it. So see, when we say report, it means you are in the office, something has happened, and you have to report it to someone. Now, if you are giving it in the writing form, let's say, you are in executive and you have to take various decisions based on the logical thinking, then you must be requiring this report. So why do we need it? Could you please mute yourself? There is background noise coming out of it. Great. A call?
Yes.
Please mute yourself by tapping on mic logo.
I clicked on mic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's telling me can't record a message while on a call.
No, it should be here, mic. See, symbol like
Okay.
this. Tap it and it will mute yourself.
Okay, let me. In fact, I'm using a phone, a smartphone, so I'm going through it. Even a phone is, even a phone,
yeah.
If you check, there's a mic symbol. You just yeah. When you want to speak, you just raise your hand. Just do.
Okay. So see, we were talking about report writing. Let's say you have joined in the office and you are the newbie there. You want to know about the clientele of the office, of the business, what your business is all about, the portfolio and all of the aspects. Now you must be having orientation on the first day where HR or some of your team leaders, those leads, will tell you that, we do this and that. What are your key responsibility areas and all those stuffs. But do you really that in a day or so, we would learn about the whole business and we'll feed it in our mind? No. We need some sort of notes to jot down first. And secondly, we need to know about the history. So that we can take logical reasoning, we can apply logical thinking to come up with some decisions which are important. For example, if you are in the purchase department of the business and you want to know that, the quotation which you are getting from different vendors, you will compare the prices and you will say whether we want to go with this vendor or not without being biased. And you will show the report to the team lead or the owner of the company that, see, I think we should go with this vendor because these are the reasons. Maybe this is offering us the cheapest price, the affordable price, or the quality is good, and this is the research which I have done. So all those sort of things, you will create a kind of summary of information in written form and will show it to your management. Okay. So in this way, report is required. So that can be in the present tense here, where you would say that these are the things which have to be considered. Or you will say that, it is kind of statements, with facts and figures, so that we can have smooth business affairs. So here I have put down the definition that what is report? Report is a form of narrative or statement which presents facts relating to an event or state of business affairs, so that anybody who is joining in or who wants to see what has happened, how far we have come, or how far we have to go, those analysis can be done based on these reports. So we need them. Okay. So foremost thing which you should know, I have underlined it, that report should not be a simple, opinion that you are saying, let's go with this vendor because the price is cheapest. Where is the supporting evidence? Where are the facts? On what basis are you stating that? So what we require is a report should be maybe having your opinion, but that should be backed up with the factual data. You should inquire, investigate, do whatever you want through various means. You can do experiment. You can ask many people to fetch that data. You can do surveys to get maybe feedback from your customer and then make a report out of it. But if you want to say it a report, then it should not be mere expression of opinion. Okay. It should be backed up with factual data. Are we on the same page so far?
Yes, we are on the same page.
Yes,
Great.
of course.
Great. Now, if we see, whenever you write answers in your, any doubt? Okay. So
Can you come
whenever
again?
you write, yes. Akal, did you say anything?
Yeah.
All right. See, if you write answers in your answer sheet or, in your examination, or you are presenting somewhere that what is a report? If someone asks you, don't only give the information as an extract, but also gives the information based on what others have to say as far as research is concerned. So there must be literature review, must be some part of the things which have already been explored. So what those people have to say as far as definitions are concerned, you can quote them also. It will give the weightage to your answer. Okay. So I have mentioned a few definitions here, like George R. Terry and Johnson have to say something about reports. What is that? That a written statement. A report is what? A written statement Again, they are talking about the collection of facts, events, opinions, okay? So that you can have that in summary form and you can interpret value out of it, okay? So it will be having all the past accomplishments, where we are lacking, what is the scenario, what is the present condition, and what can be done for future developments from that data. Johnson says that if we want to have a good report, then it should be having the communication, okay? Communication in written form, but with facts, to that information which is clear, correct, and coherent, okay? So this is how we can say that reports are there which will be used by members of management to serve what purpose? To plan, to organize, to control business operations. And this is how this report is different. This business report is different. You require different skills to write it. You cannot randomly take a pen and jot down just like a diary entry, stating that this was happened and this is the thing. No, you have to give some references from where this data has been taken. So we will talk about all those stuffs later on when we learn how to write a report. At the moment, we are just sticking to introduction of the report, okay? Which is the agenda of this first week, that is the first class on Friday. So again, I think this is something where we are paraphrasing, keywords, the statement itself. So if question may ask, maybe asked to you that what are the objectives of report writing? So in that case also you will sum up in terms of business aspect, that see, we need those office reports to communicate. Then to facilitate all those operations which are happening in an enterprise. What are they? Planning, coordination, okay? And just add this keyword, factual information should be there. Then what else can report do? It can facilitate the decision making. The management can take appropriate action based on the results which we are having. For example, if we want to say that sell this stock, so maybe those people have been observing it for last 1 year or invest in this company. From where we can say so? So there must be some reports which can say that last 5 years of this company are, have been very good, awesome. And based on the sales figure, the turnover, we can say this. So there must be some factual figures, information, which can be interpreted to come to a conclusion so that we can, make a decision, come to a decision and can take decision. And then what other purpose it can serve? It provides valuable records of documents. We have already talked about it. It's just the matter of writing, how you can structurally divide it into different aspects. So we have records of document. If someone in purchase department is asking for any vendor information, that since when we have been into contact with this vendor, or any information from sales department, accounts department, that what was the turnover, maybe corporate responsibility, what have been done in this annual, in this financial year to serve society. So all those reports, that means they are records of documents which can be used for future reference. If someone says, oh, where is your taxation part? Why have you only paid this much? So you can say, you can show them these reports that, see, according to this annual board meeting of directors, this was the result. And according to this, we have to take, or we had to take this decision. So we will talk about it in deep manner. But at the moment, we are just focusing on what is report writing and what purpose it is serving. So it provides facts and figures. If you inquire, even today, some of the people, though we say that we should, we should be tech savvy. We have to store our data on cloud computing, and there are many things which Internet of Things and all, industry 4.0. 4.0 means those advancement which are happening, we should follow them. But still there are some companies who believe in writing, who believe in making notes and all those stuffs, just like we do to-do list, and then what we have been doing, what is done, all those stuffs. So those writing, they have values to note down. Then it is basically a performance measure also. You can measure your performance based on those reports. Let's say if we are talking here, and then here is the list of transcript. Because if, let's say, you are not getting my pronunciation, or if I'm not getting what you are saying, then you can see that what is written here, it is the transcription. It is also sort of report if I concise it properly, and come towards a conclusion, and will then add the facts that this happened on 20th of October. This was the class. These many students have attended. This is the attendance report. And then all sort of things with facts and figures. And then you can submit it to your class coordinator. Or let's say in case someone has marked your absent. Obviously, they cannot mark your absence today. I mean, in this era, because we are having this in technology form. So we have everything. You can show the screenshot. See, I was there. And we have, in fact, the digital reports also. But if we want to attach, as a manager, if I'm asking you how many students were present today, then I would not go to, team section and would see that, these many people were there. What I would do, I would simply ask you and you will summarize it. Maybe you can also give it to class coordinator and they would do this thing for you. So this is how we have the objective of report being fulfilled. Okay. Now, this thing, importance of report writing, it is exactly similar, and you can extract the importance using objectives. See, objectives are those basically the usefulness only, but we want a report to serve these objectives. Once these objectives are served, then they become importance, they become the use, right? So just like we are putting here the first point, that they are for communication with factual information. We share it with different shareholders, different stakeholders. If we want to convert this question by rephrasing it into the importance, then how can we write? See, it helps in keeping records. It is kind of source of information. It tells you that, what was good about the company or particular step, which report is explaining. What is good, what is bad, what future successes and failures are, more or less dependent on this report. So it has to be very accurate. It keeps us on track that what we are doing so far, where we have come. So again, it is a repetitive thing. And let's say if we you must have seen these web series where, have you come across this web series of Donald Trump, Apprentice? Has anybody watched that? Apprentice.
What's the question? What's the question?
Question is, have you heard about this web series of based on Donald Trump real estate business? Its name is Apprentice. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, so it is, you can add it into your to-do list whenever time comes, or you get some time, you can watch it to increase your business, knowledge. So one is Apprentice and another one is Shark Tank. You can go through these and you will find out that if you are going to present, you have an idea that this is something which I want to do in business, but you don't have investment. So what you would do, you would go to some, equity holders or angel investors or someone like that who can invest in your business, and you will sign a clause that this will be our partnership, this will be, profit distribution, and this is how we are going to work. So anybody who wants to bid on you, you need to prove it that your product is worth it, the investment is worth it. So how can you prove it? By using reports. You will show to them that by by that particular financial year we have acquired this much, we have gained this much. So this point, it encourages the donors, it keeps them informed what happened to their donations. So if anybody who is investing in your business has invested something, and now you are saying that you need some more investment, so they would ask you what has happened to the previous money, and you would show them the report that see it has been expended here or there. So this is also reports are there to track a record. Then we have reports to track the development of the project. You must have heard about Gantt chart. Gantt, Gantt chart. How many of you have heard about it?
What's it about it?
Okay, let me show you. So it is basically a kind of tracking. You can make it on Excel sheet also. It shows you, let's say your project will end in an year or so. Just bear with me. So if it is ending in an year or so, you can show the track of your activities. How? Maybe you can have the task here and then dates here. You can say that task 1 will go from this date to this date. Then task 2, we will start from halfway there. And red blockers are, these are blocked because of some reason. See here, completed or outstanding. How much task is left? So these are the forms of Gantt chart. Getting my point? So you can use these charts also. You can easily find the template on Google, and you can use these charts to present or display your reports in a very well structured manner, so as your manager will not need to work so hard to find out what is happening. Okay, so it helps researchers to do their work, what actions they can take, and then evaluation, of course, because many factual data are given there. And then if I am a government body and want to invest into some private partnership, public-private partnership, PPP model we have. So we need to know the performance so that we can work on which policy is better, which is not. So reports help those government bodies also. Now, whenever you write report, before going ahead with the tips, I want to show you another thing. This is the academic phrase bank of Manchester University. Okay. How many of you are aware you have assignments, right?
Not
Will be given
yet.
with assignments.
No.
Okay. See, for every single subject, you will be given some assignments. and they will be posted on your Teams channel and you will get the notification here. Okay. Now those assignments may be having the topic like write an essay on report writing or write a report on this particular topic. Or if you have any different module, maybe corporate responsibility, do some research, find out the case studies and get the results and write an essay on it. Whichever assignment will be given, whatever instructions are given to you, those involve writing. So writing is the key here to express what you are thinking on, paper, or we can say system, so that we can assess you. Now, this is a very, very helping hand for all the students or academic writers. In fact, business people for that matter. Academic phrase bank. In English, we have phrases, a set of collection of words, which means which have meaning different from what they are literally mean. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here they have given us different categories of phrases which we should we can use in our writing to make it more pleasing or more attractive, to make you stand out from the crowd. Everybody is submitting assignment, but someone is getting more, someone is getting less marks. Why? Because of this presentation skill. Every rubric is there that these many marks you will be given for your representation, these many marks for your writing skills, these many marks for facts and figures and references. So here it is written that let's say you want to introduce your work. So initially when we write a report, we have to have some sort of introduction. So we may have introduction work. We may have those sources where we will say, this person has said this thing about this. This research has told us that 20,000 people were found there. Some sort of some sort of research like that. So you can use these phrases in your writing to make it impactful. How? Let me show you. See, it has given you the description how you can introduce your work in any academic essay or your research paper or report writing. Let's say if we want to introduce our work. So introduction means what? You have to establish the context, background, or you must be introducing the importance of that topic. What is the significance? Or maybe you are presenting the issue or problem, or you are defining the topic, or you are saying the purpose, or you are providing an overview. Whatever the purpose is, if you want to write an introduction, then you can use these phrases. For example, in your paper, let's say you have to establish the importance of your topic, okay, for the world or society. So what phrases you can use? If you click on it, you will find many phrases. You can use, person's name, let's say X. X is a major contributor too. Now let's suppose in first line, you are talking about A's contributor. In second line, you want to talk about B is the contributor. So can we write in a monotonous way that A is a contributor and then again in next line contributor, third line contributor? How many ways are there? The possibilities which can be used to present a single line in many ways. See, we can write this particular thing plays a critical role in the maintenance of. We can write, we are showing the importance. So we may write this particular topic can play an important role in addressing the issue of, and then after off you can place your topic. Or we can use in the new global economy, X has become a central issue for. Or you can use these phrases where X is a key driver of. Or this particular thing is a component, key component of, because after all, you are showing the importance. Or you can use X is the primary means of. X particular thing is the most widely distributed species of. Let's say if you want to establish the importance of the topic in reference to time, that in 1970s this thing was important. So how can you do it? See, recently there has been renewed interest in. You are showing the time frame. The last 2 decades have seen a growing trend towards. Or since it was reported in 2015, X, that means a particular topic, has been attracting considerable interest. So can you see this amazing thing which this university has created? The document. If you want to state the purpose of your research, of your writing or report, what you can do? You can say, this study set out to investigate the usefulness of. How cool this line is. If you are running out of words so as to make it impactful or not to show that in a monotonous manner, you can use different phrases, n number of phrases. See here, part of the aim of this project is to develop software that is compatible with. Are you getting my point? What I'm trying to say?
Yes, we are getting you. But there are some people who did not even unmute their mic. Can you please do that so that maybe cannot disturb the internet?
Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay. Are we all good?
Yeah.
Great. Now it was about introduction. Let's say if you want to describe or report the results which you found out in your research, okay? You want to report those results in your report. How can you do? You may find out positive results or negative results for that matter also. So how can you quote them? For example, if you want to state any positive result, you can use this. A positive correlation was found. Or we can say there was a significant difference between the two conditions. If you want to quote the negative result, you can say, overall, X did not affect particular thing in these measures, or no difference greater than this was observed. Something like that. There are various ways to present your report in a systematic academic manner. Or there is, how many of you are aware of ChatGPT? No one?
Come again with a question, ma'am.
How many of you know about ChatGPT?
No,
I
I
know
didn't
it.
get you. Can you repeat the question?
Sure. Okay, let me show you. See here. This is an AI tool which you can use to make your reports more effective. Now, please remember, you cannot use this resource to cheat in your assignment, like just copy it word by word. It can help you. It is like ChatGPT. You can chat with this tool. You can consider it as a chat bot, and you can ask your query to it, and it will help you giving your answers so as with those thoughts you can come on the right track. Then ultimately you have to make your report by yourself, but you can get the idea from it. For example, I want to tell this ChatGPT that give me the idea for a report on an annual board meeting in the office. Okay. So firstly, you should feed in this AI chatbot. See, it is chat.openai.com. Here, you can give it the prompt. Okay. Prompt means direction, what it is supposed to do. So I can write here, consider yourself. Firstly, I'm giving him or her the instruction to behave like this person for me. So I'm writing here, consider yourself a wonderful, experienced content writer for corporate. I'm telling him my requirement, that what I'm supposed to do or what I need from him. I need to write a report on the annual board meeting which was held last week at my office. Could you please help me with its structure? I have pressed enter and see, it is showing me the result. What is it saying? Of course, I'd happy to help you structure the report. Now you can tell him what was happened totally. Here it is showing see PhD proposal, because my last search was about PhD proposal. Can you see on the left hand side? And that's why it is all interlinked chat. And that's why it is showing me this. However, you can start from new chat and can tell him that no, we are not talking about PhD. Please give us the hint of the board meeting. Now it will help you. You have to ask him as many questions as you want. For example, you can in your language write whatever happened. 12 members were there in that meeting, and write all of the description. Write all the facts and figures, and then ask him, please restructure it or rephrase it in a professional tone or manner. Okay. And then if you press enter, it will help you in doing that. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sure, we are getting. Some of us have used that too before.
Okay. Okay, great. So you can use it to get some beautiful ideas for your reports also. So why I'm trying to say that if you want to write effective reports, you can use firstly this resource. I have put the link of this resource here in the references. You can see here in the slide, and you can access these resources. I have already uploaded it in your channel. See here, if you go to your report writing skills channel, it will show you here general in under channels category. And here I had sent you this link from where you joined. Now you can see the files section. Sorry about that. So files section, it has class materials in it. If you click on it, you will find the same resource which I'm just explaining you. So you would be able to access it, right? If you find any difficulty, you can chat, you can put it in the comment box or chat bot. Okay. Now see, sometimes you have to be very, very unbiased and particular about which sort of report you have to write. I mean, what is its background? Do you have to be very, very assertive in writing those reports? Or do you have to be very, very politically correct? Some jargons have to be applied. So you need to know about all of those instructions which you have to follow. Sometimes when we write legal reports, we have to be very particular about what we are writing, which sort of language we are using. So as in terms of professional manner in the corporate sector, you cannot write a report as if you are writing it to your friend. So find out the tone of the report. Maybe you want to be cautious. You want to be critical. Can you see the screen? You want the listing, the classification, or do you want to compare and contrast your previous, previous year sales with this year growth? You want to define some terms. So here are different types of tones for writing. And it will be used not only for reports, you can use it in your future also. If you want to set up your business, if you want to have those client dealings, for everything you can use these resources. How? Let's see. If you want to be cautious, that means one of the stylistic aspect, okay, where you want to avoid expressing absolute certainty. You don't want to commit. For example, if you ask me, Doc, do we have class tomorrow? And I don't have idea, for example. So what I would say, I would not say that no, we don't have class tomorrow, or no, yes, we have class. What I would say, I would direct you to class coordinator. Please ask him or her. Now, this is the very smallest example, but if you see the wider picture, the big picture, sometimes you have to be very, very politically correct. You don't have to express, if you are a media reporter, you should not, put your opinion in it. You have to be very, very careful about the facts and figures which you are portraying. So there may be a small degree of uncertainty. So in order to avoid that, you can be cautious. And for that tone of writing, you can use these phrases. For example, let's say you want to devise the distance from a proposition. So you can write the possibility and probability. It is thought that. See, the word thought has changed the meaning of this whole sentence because thought is showing a mix of certainty and uncertainty. It is the opinion rather. Okay. Then if it is believed that, then again, reader has to figure out whether it is someone's opinion or the majority's opinion, or is it the fact? Or it has been reported that. That means it was an observation. Widely held view that. It means people have this view. Author does not want to claim this, but people are thinking that way. And then it has commonly been assumed that. So see how beautifully they are saying that, see, we are very, very far from this claim, but still we are telling you the perspective and view of a wider picture of the audience and many people. Or if you don't want to say that you thought this or this was the thought, you can say according to that particular person. Or if you don't want to name that person, you can say many scholars hold that view. Or you can say research has suggested that. Let's say if you want to explain something and there you want to conscious. So what you can say? You can use these modals. So if you want to say that storms are due to climate change, but this is not necessarily true. They may be because of, harmful human activities because we are not following sustainable practices. Obviously, there is climate change, but the reason you don't want to state because of the goodwill of a country or something, some reason is there. So what you can say? These frequent storms could be, might be, are almost certainly. Okay, or it is likely. You might be thinking that why we are studying English in this business module, but you have to understand, if business is all about networking, only a single keyword, if you use it in the wrong place at the wrong time, it will, smash your career. So you have to be very careful with whom you are talking, what are you talking about. So every single word which is coming out of your mouth has to be very, very calculative. And then only you can be an experienced person. Sometimes we find that this person is just a graduate of, having, 23, 24 years age, but doing phenomenally well. How? Because using there's a right choice of words which is being used. So you have to make sure this is only about the report we are talking about, but see it as a wider picture, how you can get benefited out of it. Let's say you want to explain the results. There you want to be cautious. How can you do? This inconsistency may be due to, or the observed increase in particular thing could be attributed to, could be. A possible explanation, see, possible, not certain. A possible explanation may be the lack of adequate data, maybe. Then if we go up, we can see being critical. What do you mean by critical? Always remember, you have to see these keywords in your assignment. Is assignment talking about do the critical analysis of particular thing? Or it is talking about discuss particular thing? Or explain? Or elucidate? So these are the keywords where whole situation has to be changed. You have limited words. Let's say you have to write 2,500 words only in a particular report. You cannot write randomly. You have to take a pen and paper. You have to jot down the structure from where do you want to start. And then you will come to a conclusion that, see, we cannot have this type of story. It will be a never ending story then. So let's stick to this thing. Oh, we are becoming off track. We have to stick by this objective. So need to think about all these factors while writing or showing or representing your report. So when you're being critical, you have to see both of the aspects of the coin, be it positive or negative. So that means, what does it mean? You are questioning what you read, not necessarily agreeing with it, but still you are using it as a resource. So you want to be critical. Let's say you have used, for example, let's say there is my research paper. So if you go to Google Scholar, there you can find out reliable resources from where you can have a look, have a read, and then you can find my name here. So there is one research paper of mine which is based on motivation. What motivates students to study abroad? So this was a study where I did interviews. Now, when you search for it and you found out the results which are there, that because of these reasons, students do well or students don't do well. Some students are after grades. Some students just look for placement opportunity. That's why they go into developed countries to get their career boost. All these stuffs. While you were reading these results, if you were not agree with the, let's say, subject interest, you might come up with some of your observation or opinion that you are not agree. So how can you say that you are not agree without actually denying the fact that you are talking to your teacher or your boss or your employer? You can be polite enough to say that in a beautiful manner. For example, if you want to showcase the inadequacy of previous studies, that study did not cover this particular topic. What you can say? Previous published studies are limited to local surveys. So they did not provide the broader picture. They just stood by the local surveys which they did. That was the weakness of that research. Or you can say Smith's analysis does not take account of this particular thing which your research is doing. Nor does she examine this bit. So this is how you can use these to make your writing, impactful. Let's say you want to offer. There are two ways. Let's say you submit your assignment and I'm assessing it. There are two ways to tell you that how you have done. One is, no, this is not okay, redo it. Or if I say, no, let's cross this out. Or another way is, this is really not the thing which should be included. You could have written it in this manner. So if I am providing you the criticism that this is not right, but I'm telling you the suggestion also how you can make it in a better way, or how can you do it in a right manner, then that is called constructive criticism. So how can you suggest constructivism? You can say the study would have been more interesting if it had included this. Okay, or you could say the questionnaire, that particular thing for that particular study would have been more useful. It would have been if it had asked participants about. Okay, so most of you must be knowing these facts. It's just that I'm reminding you that if you forget that what can be used, or you are finding yourself stuck at that moment that what to write after this, or you are struggling to find the flow of the report, that which should come first, what should be the order of the pointers or headers, just look at this document and you will get the clarity. If you want to generally criticize something, you can say non-government agencies are also very critical of new policies. So you did not name any agencies, you just mentioned NGOs. Or the most important of these criticisms, which this person failed to note. So you are providing general criticism that most of them have not done it. In fact, Smith failed to note that, but I am covering here. Okay. Similarly, another sort of thing is if you want to give examples, for example. How can you give examples using phrases? For example, you have come up with some case study and you want to know, what is it called? Quote that case. What you can write? The case reported here illustrates that, or the case reveals the need for further investigation in patients with the evidence presented thus far reports the idea. Okay. Similarly, you can write about the past using different phrases. See what is written. If you want to have that present perfect tense, okay, you can use considerable amount of literature has been published. So then you can write in the present perfect tense. But now our next discussion is, you should remember that please, first of all, in report, try to avoid first person, second person. It should always be in third person. If you want to name, clientele, then it is a different thing. And then you have to avoid using passive voice as well. So we are running out of time. Are we on the same page? You are all clear about whatever being discussed?
Yes.
Yes.
Anybody has got any doubts
Yes.
so far? No? Great. Now
Yes. No.
what you can see, I have shared this document with you. We will start a discussion from here, from our next session, in our next session. But till then, please try to figure out some of the reports and come to a conclusion how different reports, what type of reports are there in the business, and how are they writing it. You can search it on Google, can see it in the template form, and try to just, you know, collect that data. Okay. So this is it for today. We will discuss the rest of the things in our next class. You guys take care. Any feedback do you want to give?
Yeah, I guess you have shared us the the sheet we've been learning from.
Yes, it is there in the channel.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Okay.
Okay. Anybody else who wants to say something? All right
Anna,
then.
thank you for the class. Thank you
Okay.
so much. You were
Oh,
loud and
thank you.
clear. We get, yeah.
Thank you.
It
Thank you, Luca. Thank you.
was a good lecture. Was a good lecture. We enjoyed. Thank you so much.
That's awesome. All right
Yes.
then. See you
Yes.
on. Morumbo, you were saying something.
Yeah. I would like to say thank you for the class that you've done. I'm one of the people who are really enjoying the class, and I wanted to say thank you so much. I enjoyed. Oh, we enjoyed.
Great,
Thank you.
great. All right
Good
then.
night.
See you
Thank you,
on
Medium.
next Friday.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Bye. Bye.